Okay, everyone. Well, I'm sorry. I have no idea why there is no music whatsoever. But um let's just get it started. If there's no music, might as well just roll into it, huh? So welcome to the Penguins Collective podcast after the Penguins fall to the Ottawa Senators 3-2 in an interesting game. No energy whatsoever from the Penguins. Felt very flat on their side of things. But we'll get into it all. NES, welcome to the chat. I appreciate it. And 100%, you can't win them all. But I was hoping to win them all before the break. So we weren't able to do that. But definitely want to hear what you guys think in the chat. So as I go through these ad reads really quickly. Oh, here we go. This is every time that I'm solo. Every time I'm solo. I we'll get a break eventually. We'll catch a break eventually. But I'd love to hear what your thoughts are of the game in the chat. Make sure you drop a comment. Let us know that you're here. But just like every episode, this episode is brought to you by Rogue Energy. Visit rogueenergy.com/Pens Collective. Use code TPC10 to get 10% off your order, and that's site-wide. They have the energy shakers like this one. This one glows in the dark. This is a 16-ounce one. I like the little shorties. The protein tubs. They also have hydration and relaxation. I know Louis is a big fan of the something hibiscus, strawberry hibiscus, which is the relaxation. So that's nice to help you wind down after a stressful game like tonight. But you go to rogueenergy.com/Pens Collective. Use code TPC10 to get 10% off your order. Also, Third Assist Hockey. Visit thirdassist.com. Use code TPC15 to get 15% off your order there. Get whatever you need for your hockey fan or for yourself. They have sticks. They have gloves. They have, just some merchandise in terms of shirts and sweatshirts and watches and anything that you can think of for the hockey player as well as hockey fan. You can find it at thirdassist.com and use code TPC15 for a 15% off discount. I'm gonna play our intro just to allow some more people to drop their comments, what they thought. Welcome to the chat, Nolan, Amber, and Ben. But with that, I will say welcome to the show.
It's Crosby on Kunitz and shot. Sees part for Crosby to the goal. He scores! Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me? And on fade, the shot. He scores! Here's Crosby with a burst of speed up the middle. Gets open and scores! They're a collective. Andy Kyoto is beating Ninamaki's brains in. What a show!
All right. Well, officially, welcome to the Penguins Collective podcast. As you can tell, I am riding solo. Louis is off tonight, celebrating his wife's birthday today. So before we get any further, shout out to Abby. Thank you for your support for this channel. Happy birthday to you. I hope you had a great day. Now, to the game. I'm going to try and collect my thoughts as concisely as possible because you will not get a rant out of me, unfortunately. I know last game you guys got a rant out of Louis on multiple topics. It seemed there was the rant on the celebration. There was a rant on Malkin, and then I think those were the only two rants. But you're not going to get a rant out of me tonight. But as you know, usually when it's me riding solo, you get a quick one. So I'll try to keep my thoughts concise so we can honor that. Have a early night because I think we're back at it tomorrow on Long Island against the Islanders. So tonight they played Ottawa. Coming in, I was obviously we're on a 6-game winning streak, looking to make it 7, and I was kind of hoping we were going to break this streak that we have against Ottawa, but Maximus says that we can't beat this team. Thanks for joining the chat, Maximus. We really can't. It's unfortunate, but Olmark has our number for some reason. He just, every time plays us, he just lights us up. And we were able to get a couple goals on him, which is great, but we kept shooting ourselves in the foot at the same time. Too many penalties. 5 penalties were taken by the Penguins tonight. Luckily, we killed them all, but it didn't allow for any momentum on our side. It just kept the momentum with Ottawa the entire time, and they just were more aggressive in the offensive zone as well as the defensive zone. They were just the more aggressive team. Everything that they were doing was working. Now, the scoreboard doesn't show that because Shilovs was playing phenomenally. He can only do so much. Yes, 3 goals went in, but I'm sorry, we can't put any, or, if you want to put some blame on him, you can't put a lot of blame on Shilovs for today's game. He played fantastic. Probably one of his top performances of the season so far. And there were saves left and right that he shouldn't have been making. And, the second goal, unfortunately, we got caught in a line change where they had essentially a 2-on-0, and he had a beautiful save on what is essentially a shootout move. And, because there's a rebound, they had 2 guys down there. They were able to, I think that was Strutzel's goal, that he was able to just tap it in. And then, unfortunately, with the third goal, Claude Giroux is getting, whacked on the shin by Erik Karlsson all the way down the ice, and he just collides with Shilovs. And I don't know. I'm gonna have to learn the rules, I guess, and understand how that play works more than what I currently do. I mean, Colby Armstrong explained it pretty well. The fact that that Giroux was being slashed by Erik Karlsson, forcing his momentum into Shilovs, is not goaltender interference. And therefore, the puck was live, and because it crossed the line before the net came off of the pegs, it's a good goal. If that made 0 sense to you, go find the highlight, and then hopefully what I explained kind of pieces everything together, because that was a wild event, and that's probably going to take up most of everyone's conversation about today's game. I mean, I understand how, I get it. The explanation, I get it. The reason why it's not goaltender interference. I just, I don't understand. I mean, I guess it's hard because, I'm thinking about it in real time. As a Penguins fan, I want to say that makes 0 sense. That shouldn't be allowed. That doesn't make, that doesn't look right. It doesn't look like it should be a goal. But then when you just take a step back and just look at it on the opposite side, let's say that was Ottawa, that was Olmark. Wouldn't we want that to be a goal? The puck is live. The puck is still moving. It crosses the line before the pegs come off before the net comes off the pegs. All right, good goal. Let's keep it moving. So that's kind of how I have to look at this, because it's annoying. Amber is saying in the chat, she's annoyed with this, 100%, because it's I think the most annoying part of it is the initial ruling was that it was no goal, penalty against Eric Carlson, and like face off in the zone there. And then we went to commercial and we come back and they're reviewing it with Toronto. And they flipped it to good goal, which would negate the penalty for Carlson. So then we're back to a good goal, face off at center ice. Then Dan Muse decides to challenge it. And obviously, after looking at it with Toronto, I agree with Nolan. Nolan says it doesn't think it was a wise challenge by Muse, given the time left in the game, etc. Not only that, I think just the fact that like there was so much time to review it, and then Toronto was reviewing it. I don't understand the challenge, because at that point, if Toronto's already looking at it for that entire commercial break, I don't think they're going to reverse that in any way, shape, or form, which for obvious reasons they did not. So the final ruling stands as a good goal, which negates Eric Carlson's penalty, but now because of the failed challenge by Muse, it becomes a delay of game penalty, which was served by Mantha? It was served by someone. Rucker. Rucker served that. So that was a wild chain of events that took place there at the end of the halfway point of the game. It was like 5 minutes left of the game at that point. But I mean, it really feels like we only played. I know Louis talks about playing a 60-minute game. I feel like we probably played a period. If you want to be generous, a period and a half. The first period was okay. We did all right. You can say that we played that one. Second period, no shot. Did we even have, speaking of shots, did we have a shot on goal in the second period? I don't think we did. In reality, I think the stat was 3 goals. 3 shots on goal in the second period. And then in the third period, I think we didn't start showing up until the end of the game. There was like 10 minutes left. It wasn't until they took that 2-1 lead after the bad line change and just automatically gave them a goal there, which brought them to 2-1. And then we decided to play, and Novak was able to answer back with a dirty goal, because like that's the one thing that this team is missing. We're playing so well this year. It's hard to just be critical after one game, but that is just one thing that this team is missing, is just the dirty, messy goals in front of the net, like what Patrick Hornquist used to be so good at. Shout out to the 2016 team that was just celebrated on Saturday. But that's what this team is missing. You know, I know Mantha sometimes will go in the front, Brageau will sometimes go in the front, but they're just standing there. They're just creating a screen. They're not really, there to try to get a rebound or, dig at loose pucks. Like, they're just a body. And that's kind of where we're missing, is something down low where they can get the rebound, get the messy goals. And that's what that Novak goal was, because that shot by Shea, which was super nice. He's playing so well lately. Hate to see his momentum break up because of the Olympics, but Shea had a really nice shot. It was saved by Olmark and bounced literally right into the lap of Novak, and he just kind of just buried it into the back of the net. He was already in the crease, which, the way that everything was going, now granted the whole Claude Giroux thing didn't happen yet, but just based off of our history with goaltender interference, I thought for sure they were going to call goaltender interference for that. But luckily, no, he didn't even touch Olmark. So thankfully, he was just in the crease and just tap it in. But those are the type of goals that we need when we're struggling. Like today's game, we were struggling. Bad game. We just need to grind goals. And that's what we got there with Novak, but we weren't able to get anything else. So the 2 goals were that Novak grinding goal in the third. And then in the first period, Chinikov had a patented laser wrist shot, which I think was 5-hole on Olmark. Great play. But I mean, like, that's what I mean. It's like, it's so discouraging where it's like, and this is no knock on Chinakhov, but Chinakhov was our best offensive player today. Not only did he have a goal in the first period, but he got a secondary assist on that Novak goal. So he's got 2 points on the night, and he looked like our best player. It sucks because Raquel looked like he was a fish out of water, just couldn't keep possession of the puck at all. Crosby and Malkin were 38 and 39-year-olds playing hockey, which, again, IR3K, we're due for a dud. Yeah, dude, 100%. Absolutely. Great point. But as I mentioned before, when NES said you can't win them all, I really wanted to win all of them before the break. So, but that is a fair point. We were due for a dud. It was bound to happen. And unfortunately, it came to Ottawa at home. But we got to bounce back because we got a quick turnaround with tomorrow against the Islanders, who are hot and on our tails. I think they're third in the Metropolitan. If not tied with us in points, I think they're just a couple points behind us. So this could be a huge game tomorrow, where we can either separate ourselves or Islanders are just keeping track with us. And this is one of those games where, we can look back and say, yeah, this is a staple win for the season. Josh Getzoff was talking about how, due to the schedule in March and March and into the playoffs, if we make it, we could look back on the month of January and say, this is the reason why. And it's the same thing with this game against the Islanders tomorrow. If we stay in that second place in the Metropolitan Division, or even get to the first, we can say it's these games against the Islanders, against the other Metropolitan Division teams, because we have been playing phenomenally against our own division this season. So looking forward to tomorrow. Hopefully that'll take place. The only downfall is that it's on TNT, I believe, if I saw that correctly. So tomorrow we'll get TNT, which is a step up from ABC, but definitely not Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Which is, I don't know. I guess because growing up in an area where I don't have like professional sports here, like I don't have like the local channels for like the professional teams, but like for some reason I've always enjoyed the national broadcasts more. And it's only been like recently, within the last like, I don't know, five or so years. Yeah, shortly after, it's probably about 5 years. 5 years where once NBC was taken away, like once they lost hockey. So maybe that was only 3 years ago. But like I felt like it just went downhill from there, the national broadcast. So like once NBC lost it, it was kind of just I'm going to save my thoughts on that. But we'll see what happens. It depends when, just confirmed. It is TNT tomorrow. And the answer is no. The Pens did not win. So just answering that for tonight. He did throw up a chat per did the Pens win, per Eric Carlson. We were not very good today. Thank you, Captain Obvious. It was one of the tougher nights. It's how it's going to be sometimes, unfortunately. I think we battled as hard as we could with what we had today, and what we had today wasn't much. And we still hung in there all the way to the end. Sure. I like how he's spinning it at the end, how you kind of got to stay positive that, even though it was such a bad game, it was only a 1-goal game at the end of the day. And, outside of whatever craziness that was with the Claude Giroux, we could have easily went into overtime and collected a point. So, sure, you want to look at the silver lining, Eric Carlson, go for it. that's usually what I do as well. I get it, especially with tomorrow being a back-to-back. You kind of, Louis hates it, but you got to turn the page. You got to move on. You got to get to the Islanders game and hit that way harder than they came out today. There is no way they can play tomorrow the way that they played today. Islanders are such a good team right now. Matthew Schaefer is playing phenomenally, like he's been an NHL pro for the last 3 to 5 years. Ilya Sorokin is putting himself in the Vezina Trophy race for sure with how well he's been playing this season. And the Islanders are just tough. Always have been. They've just been tough to play against. So I'll be excited to see how we play tomorrow against them. But like I said, guys, I'm going to keep it short. Just hit 10 o'clock here. We're just over the 20-minute mark as well. We're going to keep it light. The stream two games ago where it was Louis and I, 2 hours. Louis was under an hour yesterday. I'm going to keep it under half an hour. All right. But I think that'll do it. Not a great game against the Ottawa Senators tonight by the Penguins. They lose 3-2. Kind of spoiled their bon voyage to the Olympics in front of the home Pens fans. And also kind of squandered a good performance by Shilovs. But silver lining is we're back at it tomorrow. We don't get to dwell on it very long, and we got to enjoy a snipe from Chinakhov. So take those as highlights. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Long Island versus the Islanders on TNT. 7:30 I see in the chat. All right, 7:30 puck drop. So this will probably be about the time that we go live tomorrow. So if you don't already, make sure you're following us at Pens Collective across all social media platforms. Hit subscribe, hit the like button. Make sure that you share it with your friends. I appreciate all of you for listening, joining in the chat. We will see you guys tomorrow. And as always, let's go Pens.
Penguins!